Okay, so good morning, all of you. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have discussed in last class. This is different types of process control industries, and we take different types of examples. Okay, so in the different types of plant, that means automobile industry, that is food industries, that is fertilizer industries. So there are lots of different types of instruments setup we have to attach. So in this parameter, there are different types of physical parameter we have to use. This is we have to measure different types of physical state. That means level measurement, that is temperature measurement. Okay, sometimes we have to measurement, that is speed or acceleration. Sometimes is displacement measurement. So in the corresponding of different oriented, that is different industry, different parameters, we have to use this different types of parameters and calibrated each and every moment. And also we have to take the this type of result or output we take uh, or recording or stored the permanently in the future response. Okay, so in the corresponding different types of difficulties are present in this process industries. So we have discussed in our last classes, that is five main process characteristics are present in this different type of process control industries. Okay, so these are the basically five process characteristics we have discussed in last classes and broadly. So this, please remember this thing, this is speed, and also the speed is classified into two categories: either it is slowly response or first response also. Okay, then we have to discuss that spacing, that is according to the place of spacing of this particular device or instrument sections. It is classified into two categories, that is lumped spacing, another one is the distributed spacing also. And also we have to discuss or classify, this is continuity. This continuity, it is also classified into two parameter: either it is continuous format, and another one is the deterministic, or sorry, discrete continuity. So continuous, that means that is continuous process one by one, that is each and every time it is processed according to the given input or given command. Okay, then this is processed one by one, and then finally the process or plant it is processed, and finally you have to given the certain result or output. So there are no time is delay. Okay, so this is a continuous process. And another one is a discrete process. In this discrete process, so there are dependent in the timing oriented. That means when you have to give him certain input. Okay, so this input or something like that, so you have to give in or you have to set the different timing. That timing, this type of material or this type of input is working. Okay, then after it is stop or something like that, so input is not given. So this is a timing oriented. So according to the timing cycles, we have to select the inputs, and then the process or plant it is process this input, then finally you have to given the output from the output section. So these are the basically two sections of the continuous continuity and discrete continuity. Another one is the periodicity, that is cyclic and acyclic. So all of you know, so this is a two process: either it is cyclic, that is you have to examine, that is a clockwise or anti-clockwise. So that type of periodicity, that is a one cycle. Either it is also forward directions, that is called as a cyclic process or cyclic periodicity. Another one is the backward, that is reverse positions of the forward directions. So this is called the acyclic periodicity. And another one characteristic is main, that is a determinacy. This determinacy, it is also classified into two categories, that is deterministic, another one is the stochastic. So these two categories we have to examine. Any process, it is also working according to the time space aspects also. So according to the time space aspects also, we have to classify the process characteristics in the 5 types. Another one also, this process or plant, it is also classified into particular another process. This process also can be further, it is classified into either simplex or complex, simple or complex also. Another, according to the area, according to the arrangement, so this process plant, it is also classified as small and large. Another one, this is sometime this process or instrumentation or plant, it is sometime it is working is natural process, or sometimes it is also artificial, that means man-made process. So we have to another one, that is natural or artificial process. Then next, that is a continuous or batch. So continuous, all of you you've seen this continuous process, that is according to the timing format, the process control, it is working according to the given timing. The input is sensors, then set point or reference point, it is uh, working properly. Then controller part, it is working. Then the controller part, it is given the signal to the process or plant. This process or plant, it is process the different types of input, and finally you have to receive from the output section the given desired output section. So this is a continuous process. And another one is a batch. This batch, it is same as that is a discrete process. Discrete, that means you have to given set the different timing or clock cycles or certain given parameter or load. Okay, so these are the basically batch process of the process control. Okay, it is clear of all of you. These are the basically 5 main process characteristics. So one question is also arising in that part, what is the process characteristic? So in that time you have to written these 5 parameters and also discuss about it. Okay, it is clear all of you, so please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so we can go next. So next, what is the basic benefit of the process control implementation or process control industries? Why we have to use this process control industries? Okay, so some point out, we have to implement these process control industries. So first one, that is better regulation of yield resulting in better quality control. So in nowadays we have to use different types of techniques, different types of modern technologies, that is lots of output, you have to given certain given result, certain small timing. So these are the basic better regulation of yield resulting in the better quality control in our process control industries. Next, number 2, better utilization of resources like energy or raw material. Okay, so in that case, any process plant or industries, when it is working, so energy is also required in that case. Some time of different types of energies. So this energy, sometimes it is also the power energy, that thermal power energy, nuclear power energy, or something like that. Okay, so this resource of energy and the raw material, we have to particular uses particular plant or particular desired input in the particular raw material. So that is the basic utilization, that is better utilization of resources like energy and also raw materials also. Number third, you have to follow higher operating efficiency. That means you have to give an input, okay, and then the dependence of this input, this process or plant, it is working, but output is not given in properly, or output is sometimes it is decreases. So that type of error is occurring, that is losses are occurring. So sometimes you have to give in more and more input and more invest in these industries, but efficiency is very low. So we have to follow this category, that is a higher operating efficiency. That means this process industries or process plant, it is working properly as given to the input, and then finally the output is corresponding the result. Okay, number 4, that is increase the production. So this is the main characteristics nowadays. So nowadays all of you seen that in industry, production industry, that means the manufacturing or production industries, lots of that is automobile. Nowadays automobile, that is a bike, different types of companies of bikes, and also automobile, that is car, etc. So the production unit, that is production, it is also increases according to the demand of the market or demand of the customer. So nowadays we have to use is modern type of technologies, modern type of instrument. Dependence on this modern type of technologies or instrument, we have to easily increase the production level or production unit also. Okay. Number 6, improve reporting and recording of process, operations, and operator actions also. Okay, so I am telling that previously. So the output is given is according to the timing format, and that time you have to record this output. So according to time, so you have to improve the reporting and also the recording system of process, operation, proper operator actions also. Next, lower cost of production, it is another one format, number 6, that is a lower cost of production. So we have to operate one process industries or process plant, so you have to follow the cost level is very low, because the production cost, it is also high, the market value of this product, it is also high. So the demand of this particular product, it is low in the customer or market, so you have to follow the production cost is very low, so that is the lower cost of productions. Okay, another important terms nowadays, it is also all over world, it is working in this parameter, that is pollution level. Okay, so you have to follow the decrease the pollution level. So the all of you seen different types of industries, different type of area you have to follow. Different types of pollution are increases, so that means air pollution, that is also soil pollution, that is also water pollution. Okay, so this type of pollution is increases nowadays, so this you have to follow the decrease the pollution level of the process industries or plant also. Okay, and nowadays one guidelines or certain rules are also arranged, or also these rules are continuing for the pollution rules, and these pollution rules we have to follow in the industry oriented and also domestic purpose also. Next, that is a decrease the human drug disease. So this is another one, human characteristics of human behavior or human culture. So these are the basically one industry, it is growing up, and then another one, it is also growing up, but in the corresponding view of the culture, so this decrease of the human drug disease. Okay, so this operator, it is also safety is endured as the equipment can be controlled sitting remotely at a distant place from the isolated and hazardous location. So this is another one, it is important. Nowadays, we have to control the total process or plant from the distance of the particular plant to the control room. So, and previous days, we have to control different types of valves, different types of controller, something like that. So you have to, or worker or labor or engineer site visit. Okay, and also finally you have to given the input and what is the process, and then finally it is given the output. So you have to visit the site or places also. But nowadays it is also automatically working, and automatically you have to control from your from your control labs, or that is your plant also. Okay, so you have to easily control from the operator safeties in the equipments also. So these are the basically benefits of a process control industries or implementations also. Okay, it is clear all of you?
Yes, sir.
Anyone any doubts? So please ask me. So this is a one another question. What is the benefit of process control industries? Or sometimes this question, it is also another one. Write the implementation process of process control plant or industries. Okay, so at that time you have to point out these questions also. Next, Next question, it is another one. What is the difficulty? What is the difficulty of process control implementation? Okay, so when you have to design any process control industries or plant, so at that time there are lots of difficulties are coming or difficulties are present. Okay, so you have to accumulate of this, or you have to decrease the difficulties or solve the difficulties according to the format also. So there are certain difficulties encountered in the implementation of process control arising due to the following factors. Number one, nonlinear and non-stationary nature of process. Okay, so what is the nonlinear and non-stationary process? So in that case, process gain. So all of you know what is the gain? Gain is the ratio between the output and input. So you have to give an input and you have to receive after the process, that is output. So the one gain it is also present. So this gain, that is process gain. This, what is the process gain? Process gain, it is the ratio between the output to input sections also. So this output to input, it is also a ratio between this. Also we have to call the process unit. So this nonlinear and non-stationary nature in process gain or dynamic parameters, it is also dependent in resulting in non-stationary nature. And also these dynamic parameters change with the operating point. This cause the process to exhibit highly variable behavior. Okay, so this cause, that is this nonlinear and non-stationary nature of process, it is dependent the cause of the process of the exhibit highly variable behavior. That means sluggish to respond at the times. Okay, then also any process or oscillatory section that is even unstable at the other timings. So these are the basically nature of process of the any difficulties in process control implementation. Number two, unavailability of accurate measurement of controlled variable. Okay, so control variable, that means we have to control the different types of control parameter. That means you have to control the flow, you have to control the temperature, you have to control the level, you have to control the acceleration, speed, dimension, etc. So in this parameter, unavailability of accurate measurement of control variable, it is another one important difficulties. It may causes, it is not possible to measure the quantity to be controlled, so it has to be estimated of the result. So particular, you don't have the accurate measurement process or accurate measurement device. Okay, so at that time particular, the sometimes difficulties are present in this process or plan. So this is the another one difficulties, unavailability of accurate measurement of control variable. Okay, number three, that is time delay. It is another important. This time delay are encountered in the process or plant is connecting hardware also and adding the difficulty of the control. So we have discussed in first classes, this process plant, it has two parts basically. Okay, these two parts, that means one is the hardware part, another one is the software part. So that means you have to one given example, PLC, programmable logic controller, or DCS, distributed control system. So in this type of unit, it is a hardware unit, and you have to control this hardware unit according to the programming language. So you have to use this, that is example PLC, programmable logic controller. Okay, so using this device, you have to control the process plant or industries particular operation, different types of operation. That like you have to example according to this process PLC machines, you have to control the temperature, you have to control the level measurement, you have to control the valve position, etc. So that lots of unit of work you have to attach in this programmable logic controller. In this programmable logic controller device, you have to programming in the ladder using the ladder diagram. So according to this ladder diagram, you have to programming done in the PLC. So this, according to the dependency, this programming, the PLC or programmable logic controller is working particular given input. So this time delays or time delay unit, it is encountered the process and connecting the hardware devices and adding the difficulties of the software problem, or sometimes it is also control of the time delays. Okay, so this is the one difficulties. Number four, multivariable interactions. Okay, multivariable. So in that case, the multivariables are being this control and manipulated simultaneously. In interactions among the variables are unavoidable, and this making the task control the challenging one. So multivariable, that means this process unit, it is working different types of input, the different types of multivariable inputs. So these multivariables are being controlled and manipulated simultaneously. Okay, so this interaction among the variable are unavoidable, and this making the task is control is challenging to ours, challenging to the engineers also. So this multivariable interactions planned, we have to uses a particular domain or particular measurement of the process. Last one, that is sensitivity to the noise and disturbances also. Okay, so this process or plan are continuously subjected to the various types of known and unknown disturbances also. So this type of known and unknown disturbances are occurring in these process industries. So the noise is increases. Okay, so this noise which make the uh, task of the process control, it is challenging. So this is another one, sensitivity of noise and disturbances. This process or plant are continuously subjected to the various types of known and unknown disturbances and noises, which make the task of the process control industry, it is difficulties or challenging. So these are the basically difficulties of process control implementations. So this question, it is very, very important. What is the challenging, sometimes it is also asking this type, what is the challenging implementation of the process industries or process control plan? Okay, or what is the difficulty of the process control industries? Okay, it is clear all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we can go next, and everyone please write your own name and roll number in the chat box also. And who is the CR? Anyone please respond me, who is the CR, class representative?
Sir, not present.
Not present. Okay, Vijit, you take a screenshot right now, and after the class you have to send this screenshot. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and everyone write your own name and roll number in the chat box also. This is recorded for the attendance also. Okay, so we can go next. Next, it is another one. What is the requirements? What is the requirement of any process control designing or implementation? Okay, so when you have to design a process control industries or plan, okay, or any engineer or any organization, it is design this process control industries. So this type of basically particular parameter we have to follow. Okay, so there are certain requirements which a process or plant has to be ensured during its operations. That means like you have to like this follow quality and quantity of the product. Okay, then its environmental impact also, and safety of personal and equipments also. So these are the basically primary or secondary parameters or process we have to follow. So there are certain requirements which a process or plant or industries has to ensure during its operation. That means like it is also sometimes it is dependent on the quality and also quantity of the product also. Then also its environmental impacts, that is the environmental rules you have to follow, then safety of personnel and equipments also. Okay, so first one we have to, so these requirements we have to classify into these 5 categories or 5 points. Okay, first one, that is safety. So all of you know safety is the primary required thing So you have to follow the first safety, and this safety, it is also either it is personal, that is the worker, the engineer, it is working at the time of the industries. Okay, so you have to follow the safety level, so of the personnel and as well as also equipment of the foremost concern. So what type of instrument we have to use as the particular process? So you have to follow the safety of the personnel and as well as also equipment of the foremost concerns also. Okay, so in this corresponding, the process of industries, the operating, it is also sometimes it is also decreases, or sometimes also it is also increases, or sometimes also over reacted also according to the parameter. So this is operating temperature. Okay, so in the operating temperature, there are certain level of the temperature we have to control the different parameter, different industries also. So when the temperature it is increases, okay, by accidentally, okay, so we have to control the operating temperature or pressure, or sometimes that is flow rates, or concentration of different types of chemical, that is a chemical plant or petrochemical industries or fertilizer industry or food and beverage industries. So that type of industries we have to follow the different types of safety. Okay, so this, it should not be allowed to exceed allowable times. So I repeat once again. So first you have to follow the safety rules. So first this you have to follow safety of the personnel and as well as also what type of equipment we have to uses in this process control or process industries plan. Okay, so we have to follow the operating temperature of the device or plant, that is a pressure level. Then also we have to control the flow rates. Okay, and also concentration of the different types of chemical uses or chemical plants or fertilizer industries or food and beverage industries. So this, etc. So this type of parameter you have to follow and should not be allowed to exceed the allowable limits also. So we have to follow the particular allowable limits, that is the limits of the temperature, limits of the pressure flow, limits of the chemical reactions. Okay, there is a concentration of chemical parameters also. So we have to follow these safety rules also. Okay, next, number two, that is production specifications. This is another one. These production specifications, a plant should produce the desired quantity without compromising with the desired quality also. So this production specifications. So we have to follow the different types of different production units. So according to the production specification, a plant should be produce the desired quantity without compromising with the desired quality of the production unit. Okay. Number third, environmental regulations. So this is another one we have to discuss in our previous slide also. We have to follow the environmental rules and regulations also. That means pollution rules. So in no cases the plant effluents, that is also this plant uses the different types of materials, that is solid materials, gaseous materials, or liquid materials also. So this type of plant effluent, that is solid, liquid and gas, should exceed the limit decided by the federal rules or state laws also. This effluent should not be cause air, water and also soil pollution also. Okay, so this is number third, environmental regulation we have to follow. So in the environmental regulation or environmental rules or law, we have to follow according to the process industries or plan. So in no cases the plant effluents, this plant it is also uses different types of material, that is either it is solid or liquid or gaseous form. So these we have to follow, that it should not exceed the limit of the decided by the state rules or state laws or federal rules of the any nations. So we have to control, we have to follow the rules and regulation of the environmental rules, and this should not be cause the air pollution or soil pollution or water pollutions also. Okay. Next, number D, that is operational constraints also. So this operational constraint, that is these constraints in terms of the operating temperatures. This operational constraint, it is also related to the operating temperature, or it is also level or pressure, and flow rates must be adhered to the confirm that the product specifications and as well as also the safety requirements are not overlooked. Okay, so the what is the operational constraints? So in each and every plant or instruments industries, so this operational constraint is we have to follow the operating temperature, also pressure, level, and also flow rates. It must be adhered to the confirm that the product specifications. That means what type of product we have to use or manufacturing. So the this product specification you have to present. So you have to follow this product specification, and the safety requirements are not overlooked also. Okay, number last, that is economics. So this economics, so this plant or process, it must operate at an optimum level. So you have to invest, or certain industries invest certain laws of different types of uh, materials you have to produce. So according to this parameter, this plant must operate at the optimum level. That is, you have to follow minimum operating cost. Okay, first one. Then you have to follow the maximum profit. Okay, so this minimum operating cost. So we have to decrease the operating cost, and according to the format, we have to increase the profit. That is the maximization of profits. So it should be economical in utilization of material, and also it is also manpower, and also energy, and also capitals also. Okay, so this economics, it is also another important or another requirements of the process control plant or industries implementation. So I repeat once again, this plant or process, it must operate at the optimum level. So what is the optimum level? That means you have to control, you have to minimize the operating cost. Number one. Number two, you have to increase the maximum profit or product. You have to increase the production unit. Okay, particular given timing, and also it should be economical in utilization of material. Okay, utilization of material, and also manpower, then also energy, and also capital also. So these are the basically particular requirement of a process plant or process control industries. Okay, it is clear all of you? It is clear or not? So please, anyone please confirm me, and anyone any doubts, so please ask me.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, so everyone please write your own name and roll number in the chat box also. Only 4 name it is coming. So another, and please everyone tell your friends to join the class, because the attendance is very low. Right now only 6 students are present, but previous 9 or 10 students are today class it is present, but the attendance it is very poor. So all of you please tell your friends to joining the class. Okay, so we can go next. So next point, there is classification of process variable, and this point, this particular points we have to continue in our next classes also in the according to the routine. So just introduction it, that is classification of process variable. Though, so this process variable, so it is broadly classified into 2 categories basically. First one, that is the input variables, another one is the output variables. Okay, so these input variables you have to give him or user it given the different types of inputs. Then according to this input variable, this controller it is working, or process variable it is senses. So then this controller, it is process this input signal, then this controller given the signals, output signal to the process or plants also. So this process or plant, it is continuing the process and then finally given the output from the output section. Okay, so this process variable, it basically classified into first one two categories. One is the input variable, another one is the output variable. So this input variable, it convey the effect of the surroundings on the process, while the output variables convey the effect of the process or plant. This is process or plant. This process and plant, it is same thing or same words. This process or plant on the surroundings. So please remember these things also. This input variable, it convey the effect of the surrounding on the process. That means what type of input you have to given or user given. Then while the output variables you have to coming or receiving, this output variable, it convey the effect of the process on the surroundings also. Okay, then another classification you have to done. This input variable, it is are two types. One is the manipulated variable, another one is the disturbance variable. So this input variable, it is also classified into two categories. First one, that is the manipulated variable, another one is the disturbance variable. And also this output variable, it is also two categories or two types. This is measured variables, another one is the unmeasured variable. So please remember these things also. What is the classification of process variable? First, process variable, we have to classify in two categories. First one is the input variable, second one is the output variables. Okay, this input